Hello and welcome to Good Morning Thailand, Friday, October the 18th. Today we'll be talking about an illegal cockfighting ring, price hikes coming during Thailand's high season, and a little later some updates in the K-pop world involving Lisa from Blackpink and BTS. We're going to start from our first story today, which is regarding a tourist bus fire in Pak Chong. No injuries reported. Now, a tourist bus carrying 50 Indonesian tourists caught fire in Pak Chong, Nakhon Ratchasima on October the 16th. Fortunately, no one was injured as the passengers had exited the bus moments earlier for dinner. The fire, which broke out along the old Mitrapap road, was extinguished after 30 minutes. Local authorities, including fire crews, responded swiftly. While the bus severely damaged, the cause of the fire remains unknown. Most of the tourist belongings were unharmed. Now, alternative transport was arranged and authorities are investigating the incident with the help of forensic experts. Another bus, another fire, Alex.
Not a good look for the bus industry here in Thailand, especially after such a high-profile case a couple of weeks ago, and now this.
Yeah.
Like, fortunately, I guess everybody on the bus was already nervous being on a bus, so everybody got off pretty quickly.
But they were having dinner.
Yeah.
So good time to stop, I guess. But when they mean a fire, they mean the bus is exploding.
Yeah, dude, it's like rampaging.
Yeah,
like, I can't.
It's not just like your little somebody left a lighter, or something, and it was too hot and exploded. This is.
They're like making
engulfed in fire about to explode.
Full on tinder boxes, like these things. I don't understand what's going on. So, fair warning to everybody traveling regionally in Thailand. This appears to still be a problem. So hopefully authorities can get a handle on this. Not acceptable, if you ask me. I don't think.
Think about what company you're... Think about the company of the bus that you're going to be traveling in if you are going on a tour bus.
Yeah, indeed. Maybe avoid some of these until they get their acts together. All right, well, anyways, on to our next story. We have an update on the old Cyanide serial killer case that is nearing its conclusion in Thailand.
The Cyanide killer.
Indeed. The Crime Suppression Division, CSD, will submit a summary of 14 cyanide poisoning cases tied to serial killer suspect Saradat by the end of October, with sentencing expected for one major case in November. Now, Saradat is accused of 14 murders and one attempted murder, and remains imprisoned but legally innocent until the court's ruling. The case emerged after the death of Siripon Koi Kanwang with cyanide found in her system and Saradat suspected of involvement. More families then came forward, linking Saradat to financial dealings and the deaths of their loved ones. This was a shocking case. I mean, obviously, you don't really associate Thailand with serial killers in general. Like, that's sort of it's a big old Western thing for me, at least in my mind. But this lady, definitely a nefarious individual, according to the accusations. But curious how the ruling is going to go. Does Thailand still have the death penalty?
No. Yes, but they always get pardoned.
Do they? Okay, interesting. Buddhist culture, I believe, probably a little karmic thing. But at the end of the day, this is pretty terrible. Finances seem to be the motive behind all of these killings. At the end of the day, though, Jesus Christ, and it is funny. They always say that the modus operandi of female serial killers more likely to be poison than any sort of violent altercations. But
I'm thinking about it from a future perspective. A lot of Hollywood in general loves making movies and documentaries about this. Now, the Cyanide killer, one of probably the most the notorious serial killers. But since no foreigners died, I don't know if it's going to be as globalized.
I've actually seen plenty of I watch a lot of true crime on YouTube, and all of them have covered her.
Really?
Yeah, big time. Because it is such an intriguing case, and it's just prolific, right? Like, getting away with it 14 times with one attempted as well is how are they not catching on to her at that point? So I am curious to see how this outcome will be. The court case is still processing, so she is still technically innocent, but she is locked up in the meantime, so that's nice. That we don't need to worry about that.
Just watching you in prison right now, Alex.
Oh, God. Let's check my drink.
All right.
Well, anyways, let's move on.
We're going to move on to our next story, which is regarding a woman who is seeking justice after a man defecates outside her home. Yeah.
Fun Friday.
Yeah. When you're having a shitty time next time, think about this woman first, because a Thai woman named Mew from Udon Thani is seeking accountability after a man defecated outside her home. Now, Mew shared CCTV footage of the incident on social media, which showed a man in black trousers defecating in front of her house before driving away. The incident occurred around 1 a.m. on October 16th, and Mew discovered the mess while cleaning the next morning. Despite her neighbors helping with the cleanup, the unpleasant smell persisted. Mew believes the man, who appears wealthy, was a partygoer and publicly called on him to take responsibility for his actions. This was targeted.
I don't know if it was targeted per se, but
I feel like this was a targeted,
this was an emergency situation. I
Was
think.
it?
This guy was going through, but still unacceptable, dude. Like,
How in front of the house? Was it right in front of the gate, or was it? No, it looks like
it's right on the side of the road.
It looks pretty in front, man.
I mean, it was gonna be somebody. I don't know if he knew her personally or anything like that. But oh god, people, I can't believe it.
There's a lot more to this story. I think I feel like this is a personal attack. I feel like this person somehow or the other knows this person and just wanted to prove a point.
I mean, she had the car on CCTV and she could see him. Like, if she's still calling out to the guy, like, "Hey, turn yourself in," I don't think she knows him.
Okay.
But sorry to take the other side of that, Jay. But yeah, I think just hold. Like, come on,
Yeah.
You can hold it, right? Like, how bad of sometimes the photo finish when you get home, but like,
Can't really see the face or anything. Was he Asian? Because he didn't even squat properly.
yeah,
Just kind of standing, dump and go. No cleaning or anything. Disgusting. What's going on?
I hope none of you guys are eating breakfast out there.
I mean, look at his balance. He doesn't look drunk.
That's no. It's
That's what I'm telling you. This was a targeted attack. More to follow with the.
Jay's gonna stay on top
Pooh
of the
man.
story for you guys. We're gonna keep this updated as we
Oh,
go
God.
along.
Yeah.
Justice for
Yeah.
the smear victims. Okay, all right.
What do they call this type of attack in America?
Trying to be clever, but I can't think of anything.
Yeah, it's like Homeland calls it like a. Anyways,
Drive-by dookie.
drive-by dookie. That's what it's called. Drive-by dookie. All right.
All right, sorry about that. Moving on. Next story. Now, this one is a weird one to me because the cultural practice of cockfighting
Oh no.
is still alive and well here in Southeast Asia, but in this case, the Ratchaburi police have raided an illegal cockfighting ring. So that's right, Ratchaburi police raided an illegal cockfighting ring hidden in a forest, arresting 25 gamblers after locals reported the activity. The raid, led by Muang Ratchaburi's Special Operations Team, uncovered a makeshift arena with ongoing cockfights. Caught them in the act. Authorities seized fighting roosters, cages, a cockfighting ring, and a digital timer, though some suspects managed to flee into the woods. The arrested individuals, mostly locals, were charged with organizing illegal gambling and participating in illegal cockfighting. Police have issued summons for those who escaped, and further legal proceedings are underway. So, what is the difference between legal and illegal cockfighting in Thailand? Because there are legal ones.
There are. You can actually watch it on TV.
Yeah. Kind of a little bit horrifying to me.
Yeah.
Like, interestingly, I have been to a cockfight before, like
Really?
live. Yeah, in the Philippines, I went once.
dare you.
When in my younger, more adventurous years, I went, and I was the only white guy for like in a group of 500 people, and so that piqued a lot of curiosity from the locals, and they really wanted to push me in and get me gambling and stuff like that. And to be honest with you, I was pretty sickened by the entire ordeal. That there were like kids there. Everybody was just having a great time. So this is me with my liberal, wimpy little proclivities passing judgment. But yeah, I don't know. Feels kind of weird, especially if there are legal avenues.
Yeah.
Why do it illegally?
Because then you have to pay taxes when you bet.
Yeah. Yeah, they actually do gamble
Like
on
anything
it.
in life, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, well, because you have to wonder, like, is there even worse treatment when it's illegal and that kind of thing? I can't imagine it's any worse than the real thing, but
Life, death, and taxes.
yeah, apparently, yeah, police need their cut
Yeah.
from the cockfighting.
All right. We're going to move on to our next story today, which is regarding a luxury hotel in Thailand that plans rate hikes amid tourist surge. Now, coming with the tourist season comes higher prices. As Thailand's tourism sector anticipates a strong high season, luxury hotels plan modest rate hikes amid increased tourist demand, while budget hotels struggle. September's average occupancy dropped to 55%, lower than pre-pandemic levels, and high-end accommodations saw a 58.7% occupancy rate, while budget hotels only reached 45%. Regional disparities were notable, with the northern hotels suffering from flooding. Luxury hotels expect rate increases of less than 10%, while four-star hotels anticipate over 20% rises. October occupancy rates stand at 55.6%, with a 5 to 10% tourist increase predicted. Hoteliers also seek government relief for flood recovery. So hotels are suffering, so they do have a reason for the price hike.
Yeah, supply meet demand. Like it's just a normal thing. Like when high season comes. But
Yeah.
it is unfortunate. Like I don't know, but that's the for those of us that live here in Thailand, like doesn't really affect us all that much. But for tourists coming in, maybe this is incentive to come during the low seasons. Everybody, when prices are lower, there's more availability. Like for different hotels, you get more special deals, things like that. Because I think that too many people think of Thailand as just like that wintering place. When year round, it's a really lovely place to be. So, anyways. There's some incentive for you. It'll be cheaper if you do that. All right. Well, anyways, on to our last story involving Thailand before we move into the ASEAN section. We got some news about Blackpink's Lisa.
Ooh.
She rocked the show over at Victoria's Secret fashion show over in Paris. So Blackpink's Lisa captivated audiences at the 2024 Victoria's Secret fashion show in Paris with her electrifying performances. Opening the show with her hit single Rockstar, Hi Hi Hi, while riding a suspended motorbike, she dazzled in a leather two-piece. Sexy. Later, she returned in gold angel wings and a lacy catsuit to perform her new track, Moonlit Floor. Lisa expressed her excitement at being part of Victoria's Secret's grand comeback. The show featured 5 segments, transitioning from light to dark, with additional performances by Cher and Tyla. Lisa's performance was a standout, blending music and fashion seamlessly. Yeah, it's fashion season.
It's fashion season. I did see Cher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still out there.
Still doing it.
Still performing. Love that.
Cher is timeless, apparently.
Indeed. Yes. Do you believe in life after love?
After love.
But yeah,
I
seriously.
used to think it was love after love.
Yeah, it's a little redundant, right? I think everybody did. Love after love. That's a good share, if I do say so myself. But yeah, Lisa is the new it girl for sure. There's no denying it.
She smashed it.
Yeah.
She's a symbol, isn't she? She's a pop icon. She's a superstar. She's a model. She's a sex symbol. She's just everything.
Yeah.
She's just on top of her game. Well done to La Lisa.
Hold on, but what Elliot's saying that the fashion show happened in New York, not in
Paris. I don't know. It was like 2 days ago, I believe.
Why did my news say that then? Anyways, well, thank you for the update. So our
Elliot's just on top of it, man.
Elliot knows his pop
Elliot's
culture,
on
man.
top of it.
There's no denying it. But
Make
it's
me
really,
sway.
where was it?
Make me harder.
Okay, whatever. Anyways, the point is the performances were amazing wherever they were, because I'm sure almost all of us enjoyed them virtually anyways. But thanks for the update, Elliot.
All right.
Well, on to our next section.
Yeah, is that me?
Yes.
On to our next section. Is this ASEAN now?
Yes.
All right, we are now going to dive into some stories from around ASEAN, starting with Bahrain as it refuses to play in Indonesia over safety concerns. Bahrain's national football team has decided not to play a World Cup qualifying match in Indonesia next March due to safety concerns after receiving online death threats from Indonesian fans. The threats followed a controversial 2-2 draw between the teams, where Bahrain scored a 99th minute equalizer, sparking protests and allegations of biased refereeing by Indonesia. The Bahrain Football Association has requested FIFA to move the match outside Indonesia to ensure the team's safety. Crowd violence has been a recurring issue in Indonesian football, with authorities struggling to manage it.
if I was an Indonesian football fan, I'd be angry myself too. Like, I think they're ranked 129th in the world.
Yeah,
And
are they?
With the population that big, you kind of expect better.
Yeah, but still, I mean, it's home and away, and if they can't play in their home, then that's an advantage.
Sure, I guess. Yeah, that's absolutely. There's a lot of arguments to be made both ways, but I think safety of the team with so many death threats coming in probably trumps those kinds of things.
I feel like that's football, though. I think
also that
people take it in most team sports, people take it way over the line.
Yeah. Look, this is my biggest complaint, right? Like, okay, first of all, the sport comes from England, where there's a long history of hooliganism. Like, each team has like their own little fight clubs associated with them historically.
Yeah.
And I've known plenty of friends of mine, I guess, that have been football hooligans in the past that love getting into a scrap after a game. So that is definitely part of the traditional culture. And also, here's my big problem with football in general. The reason why I think people get so bent out of shape and so pent up with their anger is because the cadence
Sexual frustration.
Not what I was going with.
Okay.
The cadence of scoring is so low.
Yeah.
So, like, there's not enough of a release. Like, there's so much, like, like, happens constantly with, like, oh, you missed it again. And then you get excited about a 1-0 win.
But that's why you go crazy when somebody scores, because it's actually the most difficult thing to do.
But here's what I'm saying: people actually go crazy and like start sending out death threats, and
because there's too much on the line. There's called passion. I mean, toxic passion, but still,
that's what I'm saying.
There's still good passion.
Yeah, I mean, it still happens like in other sports too. But I feel like the release of getting those scores in helps a lot in that emotional relief, I think.
Yeah.
My opinion.
All right.
Well, anyways, moving on to our next story. Oh, bye, Elliot, by the way. Enjoy your prayer ceremony. Have a great weekend.
Yeah.
But
and welcome the man with no name.
What do I call him? Maybe just that, I guess.
Steve.
Anyways, we got some financial news coming out of Southeast Asia. Now, Hong Kong has reclaimed the top spot as the world's freest economy.
Allegedly.
I have my doubts. Now Hong Kong has allegedly reclaimed the top spot as the world's freest economy in the 2024 Economic Freedom of the World report by Canada's Fraser Institute, scoring an 8.58. Singapore ranked second with 8.55, followed by Switzerland, New Zealand, and the U.S. What are the metrics here? The report assessed 165 jurisdictions based on factors like regulation, international trade, and government size. Hong Kong excelled in trade freedom and regulation, but ranked lower in legal systems and government size. The city had previously lost its top position to Singapore in 2023, but regained it due to its strong market advantages and the one country, two systems governance. Yeah, sorry, not for me. I remember old Hong Kong. I loved Hong Kong for a long time, and after the takeover from China, yeah, you gotta wonder how much of this is, acquiescence to pressures from governments like China. Fraser Institute apparently. How do we measure this? Because also, like, Hong Kong is one of the most expensive places in the world to live. And there's a wide economic discrepancy over there. Like, people live in like little cage houses and stuff. So I have my doubts, but please let me know in the comments what you think about this. By the way, the countries at the bottom were Zimbabwe, Venezuela, and Rwanda. Oh no, Sudan. Sudan.
Oh, Zimbabwe.
So, not a lot of surprises at the bottom there, but yeah, weird. I don't buy it. Anyways.
All right. We're now going to Vietnam, where a tycoon receives a life sentence in financial fraud case. More corruption in Asia as Vietnamese real estate tycoon Truong My Lan has been sentenced to life imprisonment on financial fraud charges following a prior death sentence from April for embezzlement and bribery. Now, as chairwoman of Van Tin Pat Holdings, Lan was found guilty of raising $1.2 billion illegally through bond issuance, laundering $18.1 billion and transferring $4.5 billion in and out of Vietnam. Her arrest in 2022 led to a bank run on Saigon Joint Stock Commercial Bank, which was linked to her fraud. The central bank intervened with $24 billion in loans to stabilize SCB.
They are throwing the book at her. Holy crap, man. Like, for crimes like this, like we think about in the West, the financial crisis in 2008, where like millions and millions of people lost everything because of the shady dealings of people in banking and in Wall Street, and nobody faced any punishment. Really, like that was like a lot of golden parachutes. Like the people running the mechanisms got out unscathed while everybody else got screwed. Not here in Vietnam. Like, my God, like I gotta wonder, like, these are massive crimes, billions of dollars involved, and lots of lives ruined. The death penalty concurrent with the life sentence, like whatever happens to her in these court cases, she is not going to be free for the rest of her life. They are making sure of that. But pretty crazy how serious they are taking it, and how the level of punishment they're doing for what would be considered, white collar crimes, I think, in the end. Crazy stuff. I'll keep following that one for you guys, because I'm just curious to see how justice plays out in that case. Justice. Indeed. Cool. So, anyways, our last story today. Sorry, I took the K-pop stories. Now, BTS's J-Hope has completed his military service. And
Yay!
That's the BTS army is reuniting. Now, fans are excited for a possible reunion. J-Hope, a key member of the K-pop group BTS, completed his 18-month mandatory military service in South Korea on October 17th. That was yesterday. He is the second BTS member to finish, following Jin's discharge in June. Fans and investors are excited about a potential BTS reunion in 2025 once all members complete their service. Shares of HYBE, BTS's label, rose by 7% following J-Hope's discharge. BTS, one of the best-selling artists of all time, has sold over 56 million albums and singles and achieved 6 #1 albums on the Billboard 200.
All right.
BTS army reuniting, my friend. You gotta wonder how long is the downtime. Like, is that going to affect the fan base, right? Like, has the fan base moved on to...
From BTS? Probably not. Because nobody else has replaced them. That's the thing.
That's true, too. But, I mean, it's also gotten more dispersed. Like, there are people that we've never heard of that are insanely popular with the demographics that BTS
No, that's very true.
Used to be key on. So,
No, but I feel like BTS was the first global band, where even young American girls and boys were like, oh wow, we want to be like them, we think these guys are cool. Like, that's a different level of fame when you've made it in America, because if you make it in America, you basically made it everywhere.
Yeah, that's and I found actually the reverse is kind of true too. Now that I'm out here in Thailand, and the entertainment ecosphere is a lot different than, like, people don't really know about Chapel Roan out here, you know what I mean? And people that are making it big in the West, and they don't know about some of these, like Charlie XCX, okay, but some of these new pop stars that are coming up aren't breaking into Asia, because there's plenty of Asian pop stars now that don't really, they don't need.
You've got to be extraordinary.
Yeah. I mean,
to be global. And I feel like BTS is kind of there.
Yeah, they absolutely are.
Chapel Roan's great, but she has, she's all right.
Yeah. I'm not going to say anything too bad about her. She might come at us. She's very active on social media.
Oh, no. Chapel!
In any case, the point is, I'm curious to see what the comeback is like. Obviously, investors. It's so funny that like their label is publicly traded, and it's increasing just on the news that he's getting out. Like, we're closer.
And I love how you think Chapel Roan's watching us.
I don't think so, but
I think he's watching us right now.
Yeah.
Chapel, if you're watching, I apologize for my sins and for my words earlier. You are a queen.
Yeah.
And or king, whatever you want to be.
Did you just misgendered Chapel Roan?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to be, what's the word? Ignorant.
Yeah. See?
I don't know.
That's why you got to stay woke all the time, my friend.
These days, man.
I know. It's okay. We can walk on eggshells. It's fine.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Those were some of the stories from across Thailand and ASEAN. Now you can find more stories on thetaiger.com and join the conversation on ASEANnow.com. All right.
Let's get into the comments.
Let's get into the comments. What's up with you this weekend, man?